Well, hello my loves, how are you all today? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Silvina, and in today's video we're going to talk about 12 fall winter 2023-2024 fashion trends to have in mind even if you have a very classic style. These trends are perfect for you if you have, like a very classic style and you don't really like, flashy or very weird trends, but you do want to, upgrade your outfits a little bit once in a while. So without any further ado, let's check out 12 fall winter 2023-2024 fashion trends to have in mind if you have a classic style. Okay, first of all, clean and simple lines were very prominent in practically every single show this season. There was this overall look of clean and minimal aesthetics, very much aligned with the whole quiet luxury movement that we're seeing popularized nowadays, especially on social media. So it consists, like I said, of clean lines, relatively simple and solid designs, and very well fitted pieces. The good thing is that this trend is actually very much aligned with a classic style, so you're probably already wearing all of these pieces. So in line with the previous trend, we saw a lot of neutrals on the runways, creams and beiges and tans and navies and grays, but especially and particularly the contrasting combination of black and white was very prominent. And this complements the whole, quite luxury and clean aesthetic that we talked about. But if we talk about colors other than neutrals, we saw a lot of reds, burgundies and purples, which I personally love. And then we saw some yellows, greens, blues, pinks, and terracotta, or burnt orange. And although some designers displayed brighter versions of those colors, in general there were more neutral tones and deeper and darker variations of those colors, which goes obviously very much in line with the whole fall winter aesthetic. So a print that was very much present was polka dots, or at least a resemblance of it. For example, Van incorporated into their designs studs on some of their pieces that if you look them from afar, it actually looks like polka dots, but it's not polka dots, it's just an optical illusion. So yeah, polka dots are very in for fall winter, and in my opinion this print is like super classic, and it looks good with everything because it's not a very overpowering print in general. So it's very versatile and you can combine them with everything, even with the most classic and simple style. Okay, so tights are a classic and a must-have for winter. We all know that a good pair of black tights can look good with any fall winter outfit, but in this case we're going to also add colored tights and with designs. They were super popular on the runways, and even if you have a classic style, you can totally incorporate them to add visual interest to your outfit. And the good thing is that you don't have to resort to very loud or very bright or eye-catching designs or colors. You can go for very subtle designs like polka dots. That is a great idea. Or you can go for more neutral colors like browns and navy blue and English green and gray and even white you can go to. Okay, this one might be one of those that it's maybe a little too out of your comfort zone for some of you, but we have seen a lot of feathers on the runways, and hear me out. Obviously runway looks are meant to be very over the top and very extravagant for the regular person like you and me, but maybe you can think about feathers as an accent to your outfit instead of the main element of it. Logically we're talking about fake feathers, not real ones obviously, but I'm thinking that you can add them maybe on the hem of a dress or some sleeves, or as a little detail on your outfit, or on your accessories, maybe in a bag or some shoes. I personally love feathers as long as it's in a small amount, but it brings a lot of dimension and incredible movement, and it's an amazing texture. But I understand that maybe not for you, so you can totally take it or leave it. Another print that was very prominent on the runways was tartan or plaid, and let me add also gingham. And it makes sense because apart from gingham, which is a little bit more summery, tartan or plaid are very fall winter related. And these prints, although they are on trend right now, they are very classic prints, and we have all worn them at least once in our lifetime. They also look good with everything, and they add interest to an otherwise simple look. But if you're feeling a little experimental, you can also pair them with other prints as long as you follow the same color theme line. Moving to another texture that was very prominent was 3D flowers in so many different formats and materials and dimensions and placements. And this one may be also a little too much for some of you, and that is totally okay. But as the same as with feathers, think about it as an accent to your outfit instead of the whole outfit being covered with 3D flowers. It could be worn as a cute detail on your shoulders or the cuff of your sleeves, or in an accessory too. Or maybe you don't want to wear them for, you know, your everyday outfits, for your everyday life, but you have an event that allows you to be a little more experimental with your outfits or to be more playful. Well, feathers and 3D flowers are perfect for that. And following the same line of trendy elements, bows are super popular too. Some designers added a little bow on the front of their designs, but others were a little more playful and added more than one or in different placements. I personally love bows, and I think that, you know, even if you have like a very classic or minimalistic style, you can totally add a little bow maybe on the cuff of your sleeves or at the front of your shirt or your top, and it will not completely disrupt your whole aesthetic or your whole style, but it will add, you know, a little touch, a little detail. Okay, so the last print that we're going to talk about are pinstripes. This was very popular on the runways, and they are characterized by thin vertical lines that run parallel to each other. These lines are very narrow and they are, you know, generally spaced very close to each other. I think that they convey a sense, you know, of sophistication and seriousness, making them a popular choice for more formal or business outfits, but I think that they could totally work in a more casual outfit too. And like we said with the previous prints too, pinstripes is very subtle, you know, it's not very overpowering, so you can totally incorporate them to your style even if you have a very classic and minimalistic style, and you probably already do. Okay, when it comes to fabrics and textures, one that is still being very prominent is quilting. We have been seeing it for, you know, a few years, and it's still going very strong. And it's not only quilted jackets, we have seen this texture in so many different pieces, although our classic style will never allow us to wear quilting in another piece that is not a jacket or a vest. But I think it's an awesome texture to incorporate to your wardrobe if you haven't already done so. And another very fall wintry texture that is very popular right now is velvet. I actually like velvet. I think, you know, it gives a sense of luxury, but for example, I personally wouldn't wear it during the day, but for the nighttime I think it's an incredible texture because it brings a lot of interest, and it also, you know, completely elevates any look that you're wearing. You can totally wear, you know, a classic structured velvet blazer or some velvet pants and pair them with other clean or more solid fabrics or solid textures, and I think that you will never look bad in that type of combination. And lastly, although we are still seeing some remnants of the 1980s influence on the runways, I think we're starting to see a glimpse of a return to the 1950s. We have seen a few fit and flare, new look inspired silhouettes, a lot of peplum shapes, which if you remember on my previous video we started talking about them, a lot of, you know, long gloves, very 50s like, and also H-line silhouettes that were very popular during that period too. I think that in this season this influence is a little faint and you won't really notice unless you really pay attention to it and you know about 1950s fashion, but I don't know, I want to predict that, you know, in the next season and the next few seasons we will start to see a lot more inspiration of the 1950s on the runways. I don't know, we'll see. And lastly, I want to give a bonus trend because I didn't want to leave it behind, but I also didn't want to add 13 trends because 13 is not a great number. But some textures that had, you know, a little prominence were croc leather and patent leather, just so you have in mind. I think those textures could look very great with an overall look made of solid or more simple fabrics. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and that it was somehow helpful. Let me know down in the comment section which of these trends is your favorite and which ones are you know willing to incorporate into your wardrobe. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications down below, and as always I will leave the links in the description box of all of my social media so you can go check them out. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. I will see you in my next video. Ciao ciao.